Hello people, this is the Black Glove Gamer and this is my review of Bloody Zombies. This released way back September 11th, 2017 by Paw Print Games Limited. Well, developed by Paw Print Games and published by N Dreams. Currently it's in the Steam store. Retail is $14.99. I was lucky to get it on sale for about $5, which was pretty good, All right, now as far as this game goes, if you're trying to relive the days of Double Dragon, Final Fight, or Streets of Rage with like a VR twist, then I would suggest to check this game out. Now, this is a brawler. It's you and 3 other people in London taking on the zombie menace with your fists and whatever else you can grab nearby. They have like these boxes or whatever that you can open up, and sometimes they'll have like a katana or some type of melee weapon like that you can take on the enemies with. Now, I was looking at reviews for the game. For the most part, it's positive. Some people did have issues with it. One was the difficulty, and like normal, I believe somebody said normal was a little bit too hard once you get to like the 6th boss, and it might be true. And they're saying like as far as the moves, that basically each character is, just a skin. And I would say for the that's about right, because even when you're like one person, I noticed like all the guys can do an uppercut, but then like when you get to the girl, she does like some type of kick that kicks upward, but that's just in place of the uppercut. But they all the moves are basically, for the most part, are basically the same, so they are correct on that. But one thing that was different with this game is that while you're progressing, you get like different you can equip different moves for your individual, so like and passives. I was like, wow. So one of the passives, I'm not sure if it's in this shot or not, but if like the enemy attacks you and you're able to like roll out of the way, it'll put like a debuff on them, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Now I'm only a few levels in, so I'm not sure like how many more, like as far as in the debuff category, is there. But as you can see, at various points I go and I'm like switching. I can switch different moves. Like all of those that are not lit up, those are different equipped moves that you can get down the line. I actually had got a pile driver move, and I was able to do that. I was like, wow, you take them in the air, you slam them back down. I was like, that's pretty cool. So even though you can't, your character doesn't have like their own moveset to themselves, which I wish they did have, because I was thinking about Streets of Rage 3 and things of that sort. Like some of the moves were the same, like the throw mechanic, you throw them or whatever. You might throw them a little bit differently, but they did like have their own style to each person. So I do agree with that individual that they should have had, even if it was just a couple of moves that were their own, that would have been pretty alright. But I haven't played one where there was a upgrade, a system where you can equip different moves to your character, and you can play with whatever style you want to play with. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, like the first level I think took about maybe 15 minutes, somewhere along those lines. I think this game definitely, as far as co-op, if you're trying to do online co-op, that's a negative. It's nobody's hosting a game for it. But if you don't want to do like online co-op and you just happen to have like a second controller nearby, everybody can, second, 3, shoot, even 4 controllers, because it's up to 4 players. So everybody could just have a controller and just play on the same screen like you would do back in the old days, the olden days of NES and SNES and Sega Genesis and whatnot. You know, so that brought back, you know, a little bit of nostalgia. I was like, yeah, I remember playing this stuff. You know, I remember Double Dragon. I remember Double Dragon in the arcade and then at home, and like the arcade was way different than at home. Same thing. Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What was it? Was it the Hyperstone? The Turtles in Time? I forget, because I don't want to get the titles mixed up. But that was my jam at Chuck E. Cheese. You know, but the home systems did bring you fun too. So I'm not gonna front. Back then, I was happy playing on the home systems, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games. That's another rant. We're supposed to be talking about Bloody Zombies, and all in all, $14.99. With it being, I'm much happier with it being a $5 purchase, because it's something that I'm only gonna play when I'm, you know, where I'm like, oh, let me play a brawler, you know, somewhere along the lines of the Dungeons and Dragons games. Was it Dungeons and Dragons? Towers of Mysteria or something. Now I'm gonna have to hold on, people. I gotta go in my library real quick, because I know I did not get the title of that mess. Yeah, no. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Chronicles of Mysteria. Yeah, Mystara. Yeah, I do have it in my library. I'm gonna play that next. Yeah. Yeah, I throw some flat games on here. I don't know. But either way, if you can catch it at $5 and you have somebody that you can play with, you know, in the room or whatever with you, maybe your wife or whatever, you know, whoever, your kids, you know, just to be like, here's the nostalgia. And I was able to record the flat gaming portion, and then recording it from the VR perspective. And I do like the VR perspective. It's like some of the items are three-dimensional, then, but you know, your character and the enemies, they're like flat, so they're like almost like pieces of paper, you know, fighting each other. But it's cool. The VR perspective was cool, and you can do the VR perspective. The other person can flat game on the screen, and everything will be cool. Yep. But that's about it. This is the Black Glove Gamer. Like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff.